Well, since the sun's gone and we're not going to get out and about that much, we thought we'd have a talk about our vehicle and our van today, because nobody's asked, but you're going to get it anyway.
Yay!
Thought we'd give you a bit of a rundown. We are in a Landcruiser 76 series 2011. Got it because we didn't want all the electronics all the modern cars have, and this is about the only vehicle we could get, that modern one, that didn't have all those electronics on it. So, you know, that was why we chose it. Righto, we'll start from the front. Come with a bull bar when we bought it. Had some ARB spotlights, IPFs. I had them on the other vehicle. I transferred them across. The ARB ones, to be honest, probably got a little bit old or started to fail. And our son had King's ones on, and he's had them on for a few years, and they're really good. So we have purchased the King's 9-inch LEDs, and they punch hard. So a lot cheaper than the other ones. Only time will tell how long they last. But since he had them, we thought we'd put them on. Really good. Rightio, I'll show you under the bonnet of our Landcruiser. We haven't really done a lot of modifications to it. It comes standard with a 4.5 litre V8. There's only a single turbo on this one. The 200 series have twin turbos. We find it really good torquey down low. It's not a race car, so it wasn't bought for that, but it really is reliable. We did put a catch can on. There's no filter in it, so we don't get sort of any of that blowback. We just empty it by soaking a rag in, empties the unused oil that way. We did put a secondary fuel filter in just to catch any water. We were just told that that's advisable because we're travelling out back and that, so we don't pick up any dirty fuel. Apart from that, there's a dual battery. There's a 12,000 pound winch on the front. We love our winch because it just gives us that peace of mind. If we get stuck, we do have that option to help us get out. Otherwise, intercooler's the same. There is really no difference to the front of this vehicle. So we run Mickey Thompson mud tyres. Some people say to run all terrains. I've found I've never had any problems with them, and when I don't have problems I don't like to change. We get a lot of mileage. They're really good in all sorts of conditions. They're 285 65 70, so awesome tyres. Okay, with the tyres we had to actually put a couple of flares on. They didn't come with them because this was a cheaper model. So I bought some rubber ones. They sit out a little bit further just so the rocks and that don't flick up. We also purchased some mirrors. The old ones used to vibrate and they were just no good with towing. These are really solid, compact. They slide out, and I can see a long way. They're MSA ones. Cost about the same as the clear views, but the clear views didn't have the telescopic. Well, they do now, but they're a lot dearer, and we just really love these mirrors. Okay, we'll show you inside. Inside we have replaced the stereo with an EC head unit, because beforehand we used to have HEMA screens, phones, you name it, all sticking in here. So now it's compacted down to one screen. With this EC head unit, you buy them and they just mount straight into the cars. I actually mounted the USBs in the old clock face up here because we didn't have a clock. The actual head unit has the clock on it itself, so I thought it was better to put that here to make it nice and neat rather than have it in the glove box. And very easy for us to plug into the USBs and that. The phone system, microphones attached to it, plus it actually comes with an SD card if you wanted this unit to be standalone and have its own sort of internet and that, but we don't have anything in there. We also put in some phone holders, so I've got a phone holder here, there's a phone holder there that Trina uses. Really, really good system. So normally you just plug the USB leads into it, phone's charged, they're sitting up there, nice and easy. Good look. We have got lockers on it. Now these aren't ARB lockers, the air lockers, they're electronic Eaton lockers, and got front and rear. When we bought it we put them in. Rightio, we love the centre console that I made. The old one just had one cup holder, nothing else. So I've made this in 3 parts just to fit it in. Definitely put some accessories in up here so I can isolate it on and off. From here it turns on all our accessories, the inverter and the fridge, because we actually put a fridge in as part of it. So this has been a game changer for us because it gives us a fridge in the car, it gives us cup holders in the car, and I did put a little bit of wank factor, as some people would say, with some LED lighting. They're too bright to drive on at night.
Check out all of this charging. It looks a bit of a mess, but it's actually very well organised. I have got a GoPro battery, I've got my DJI Pocket and its microphone charging. I've got my camera charging when I push it in. I've got my phone charging. I've got Cain's drone battery charging, and Cain's got his own phone charging. So we have got everything charging in the car, and I could have the laptop where I've got the drone battery too. So pretty cool.
Righto, we have an overhead console and it's got the GME TX4500 UHF system. I don't mind the up top. The only thing I'd probably change is just the hanger. I'd like it on a magnetic one, because sometimes when you're driving along, try and hang it back up, you sort of miss it. But otherwise, we really enjoy that. Now, part of the car, I did put in a 3-inch exhaust because they're a little bit noisy. We don't find they drone too much, and because the car actually got really hot anyway, I pulled everything out, put some car body deadener in there so it sort of gets rid of that sound, and then we put some insulation in there to stop the heat coming through. It has actually really worked. It is a little bit more weighty. We did put it in the doors because these things are just a tin box, but we do think that it's actually worked quite well. Okay, because we've got a wagon, we wanted to use the back seat space. My wife did find these very good hat holders. They're little magnets, so they hold our hats on really well there. There is another one in the centre, a roof mount one. We've got a cargo barrier which has mounted things like our backpacks, our bike helmets, swimming gear, our safety first aid kit, yep, those ones. And we just then tend to put some stuff on the back seat that we can't fit in the caravan. Rightio, on the back seat we put the drone on my side because that's generally how I grab it out nice and quick. We put the air fryer in the middle because it's just a bit bigger for the van, and we've just got our other bags on the other side with camera gear and that sort of stuff in it. So it's generally everyday use gear that we want to grab nice and quick, sits in the vehicle. Rightio, on the roof we've got a steel roof rack. One day I'll change it to an aluminium, but while this one's still fine, there's no sense wasting money. We've also got a 90-watt solar panel which goes into our dual battery system. We've got a little bit of wood, we've got 4 max tracks, and we've got a rooftop bag which holds our sups in. We've got 2 King's sups because we love stand-up paddle boards and getting out in the water when it's warmer and doing some paddling on the rivers. On the back we've got a crash bag. It keeps our rubbish and that in it. We actually bought one with a liner, so you know, we went with crash bag because they have a wheel cover as well, which we had a lot of trouble finding one that's double wheel cover and bag, so we're not trying to have 2 things. And it's really roomy in here, we can put a lot of stuff in there. Love our crash pads. Now in the back we've got our drawer system. We use it, we've got a table, it's a bit high, but we can store cutlery, stuff that we might want to do day trips on. We've got...
What's in there, Cain?
Alcohol.
Lift the towel up.
The expensive stuff. We've nearly got our own brewery going here, so yes, there's a few bottles of alcohol in there, plus cleaning stuff. And in the front I normally keep sprays and a couple of bits of tools and that, bike stuff, and that just sits in there. It's a nice little system. We keep a 75 litre Dometic fridge, Waco's anyway. We love this one here. It fits into the space really nicely. I don't have to keep pulling it out all the way to open it up, so we can get it open.
Show us inside.
Okay. And we keep our non-frozen foods in here, our everyday stuff. Because we do day trips and that without the van, we can have lunch and not have to worry about did we bring food or anything like that. We've got it with us at all times. In the back, I can probably talk to Trina about how some of the boxes in the back are.
I was just waiting for him to tell you what's in the back because I thought He's got no idea what I have in these
I know what's on
boxes.
this side.
Yeah, this is my side, so I'll tell you what's on my side. So in this box here, we have extra winter clothes, like big jackets and tracksuit pants. I may end up culling some of that. On top of the boxes, we have our hiking bags in case we want to go for a hike. I have my picnic basket, which I use nearly every lunch. It is awesome. A few people have been asking where I got it from. It's a Spotlight, but so easy to grab everything out of the car and use that. In the second box, I have just some extra food. We don't have a large pantry in the van, so that way I could just store a little bit of extra food there. And the water bottle, that's we buy ice, and that's our main drinking water there. We can drink from the van, but yeah, that's our main one.
On my side, we have a drifter recovery kit. It's a bit lighter, so there's no metal shackles and that. They've got all the soft shackles in there. Underneath it, we've got another pack looking the same, and it's just got my grinders, my hand tools and that in it. And behind the water bottle, I actually bought my electrical tool bag, so if I have to do any little bits of work or even work on the van and that, I've got my tools there. Down the side here, we have a dual ARB air compressor kit, and I can just grab the air compressor straight out, pump up 6 tyres really quickly, and there's a push button just on the side there that starts it and stops it, but I generally like to run the engine when it's running because it draws a fair bit of juice. And one of our good buys on the roof is a Drifter 270 awning. It's freestanding. We absolutely love it. It was under 20 kgs, super strong. I know there's probably better ones out there, but this actually really works for us at a lot less money. We love it. We get it out. We can sit there and work in when it's raining, get into the car. So it is a really good buy. Drifter. That's why we've got the Drifter recovery kit. We tend to like their stuff.
I hope you've enjoyed a little look around our cruiser. If you have any questions, comment below. Cain loves to talk about his cruiser. Otherwise, like, subscribe and follow along next week for more of our adventures.